Hey everybody and welcome to today's video. Anyway, I'm the God Sarcophagus, and today I'll be showing you my Elemental Hero deck. Neo stack anyway, it's a Neo-spacian. Right, so, let's get into it. Well, just straight up, this is the first deck profile of my own I'm actually showing on this channel. I'm running 3 Neos as a staple because there's not really too much better to run than Neos in this deck. You have to run Neos. 2 Grand Mole. It's a necessity considering this is probably the main card you'll try to summon first, like out of the Neos cards. And to go with that, 2 Dark Panthers. Now, Grand Mole himself is probably the best, but Dark Panther's probably, well, he is decent, and Dark Neos negates. Probably one of the best is Aqua Dolphin. However, I only run him at 1 because if I go against a burn deck, there's nothing I can do against it, and you don't really need Aqua Dolphin much. Unless with Hummingbird, you're summoning, sorry about this, Storm Neos. Or, let's say you're summoning Aqua Neos. Both of those choices may occur, but not really too much. And probably the worst, Flare Scarab. Now, for the Honest Neos, I'm running just 1. It's a good card and all, however, considering the fact that all those there's like 6 or something. So, yeah, it's like 6. So, like, about 1/8 of the deck, monster-wise, can't be used by Honest Neos' effect. Honest Neos is still really good, though. Now, next, we have Stratos. Now, Stratos, this is the super rare, so it's actually more than the common. But, Stratos is a broken searcher. Always play him. Now, next of all, I'm running the triple Prisma because it's a necessity in this deck. You need the 3 Prisma. You cannot really play the game without Prisma, because Prisma is the thing that actually helps you get out all of your plays in most cases. And then we have 3 sets of Shadow Mist. Now, Shadow Mist itself, another broken card, basically allows you to pull a Dark Lore out and then search a sorry about this. And then search a Mask Change from your deck, or if it's special summoned, you can search a hero. Wait, no, actually, it's the other way around. So it's like a free search if you use it for a Mask Change, and if it's special summoned, it can then get you a Mask Change. Now, starting with spells, triple Convert Contact, really good card. You don't really need to say anything else than the fact that you ditch 1 from your hand and ditch 1 for deck to draw 2. It also is a really good play enabler. Now, speaking of play enablers, probably the best card in the deck and probably the most expensive, which is why I have 2 German Oracle Contacts with 1 British one, because when I was building this deck, I've only just finished it, but when I was building this deck most of the time, this was really expensive. Don't know why, probably because they're releasing over this just like a month after it stays at that price. Anyway, so yeah, 3 Miracle Contacts because it's broken and basically just a polymerization for the deck. 2 Contact Gates because it's a really good card, but I tend to break on it a lot, so I'm not playing too many. And I also took 1 out to fit in the room for the equip spells for Isolde. 1 Neo Space. This is a really good card, but Yet again, Nebula Neos can negate his own effect, and for me, I summon him, use his effect, and then get rid of him for something like a Solday with a Prisma, generally. And with this with Neo-space, even though it's a really good card, it's really easy to draw into, basically. Sorry about this, it's not focused. Don't stop focusing. That's focused. 2 Mask Change. Really good card. And it's main enabler in a sort of thing that I'm not actually playing in my deck, but is a consideration for later. And then 1 Super Poly, because why not? It's a really good card. And with the help of this one, Mudragon of the Swamp, and a couple of other cards within the deck, it can really enable your plays. Like, let's say you wanted to summon, like, let's say your opponent had a light attribute monster like the Blue Eyes White Dragon on the field. I know it's not that good, but they may be playing it. Like when I was playing against the deck yesterday, I actually played against the Blue Eyes, and I was able to super poly them with a Prisma, Rota, broken card. A Hero Lives, another broken card, but it's currently only a 1-of. And it does pay half your life points, and in this build of the deck, I am not running Air Neos, so you wouldn't be playing it more than one anyway. Monster Reborn, another really good card. Foolish Burial, ditch a card. And then we get to the equip spells. So for the equip spells, I'm running 1 Living Fossil, 1 Overdone Burial, 1 Neos Force, 1 Instant Neo-space, 1 Divine Sword Phoenix Blade, and 1 DDR Different Dimension Reincarnation. So I've actually been using the Living Fossil a lot to enable my plays with like summoning Prismas and stuff from my grave. This one I haven't actually used much, but it's still there because it can be used. This can help get you banished when you use the Convert Contact. That's a very recurable resource. Another reason why I'm only running the 1 Neo-space. And this can be equipped to Neos in the worst case scenario. Yeah, so that's the main deck. The extra deck, I am only running the 1 Nebula Neos because it's a really good card, but sometimes I'll go into 2, but that probably only be if it's a necessity, because then I have other fusions like Grand Neos, Magma Neos. These are all just 1-ofs. I'm not running more than 1 of any of these. Dark Neos, Flare Neos, Aqua Neos, Storm Neos. Alright, that's the end of the fusions. So this one allows you to draw cards equal to the amount of cards your opponent controls and then negate 1 card. Usually you'd negate himself, but you don't need to if you are doing what I do and mostly just use him to go off into a Solday. This bounces back a card, so it's fairly broken. Magma Neos, oh yeah, I also forgot to mention that when he's returned to the extra deck during the end phase, like all of these return themselves to the extra deck, he banishes all cards on the field face down, which is broken, if you ever need to do that. Magma Neos gains 400 attack for every card on the field, so he's there for an OTK if needs be, and he can also, when he's shuffled back into the extra deck at the end phase, return all cards on the field to the hand. Next we have Dark Neos. It's literally just a negate 1. This is another card in German, because why not? Basically with him though, it's like 4 quid, so I just like, who cares? I'll just get a German because it's cheaper. Like it was literally like half price. I'm actually going to move on to the other German one, which I got for like a quarter of the price, which is Storm Neos. He's basically just a heavy storm who, like, gets rid of everything during the end phase as well. Aqua Neos, fairly good card. He just basically does exactly the same thing as Aqua Dolphin, but there's no life point cost, so you don't lose the life points yourself if your opponent doesn't have anything. But it's actually just a force ditch, so it's not like, that's what you need. And then finally, Flare Neos. Now, the reason I've left Flare Neos to last is because of the Mask Change engine I do not have in my deck these two cards. For the Mask Change engine, guys, I'm running 2 Dark Law and a Koga. Dark Law forces your opponent to banish everything when it's sent to the grave, and Koga's just a big beater. But with Mask Change, you can Mask Change your Flare Neos into Goka after having Flare Neos attack, so then you've got a new monster on your field, Goka, who's then playing an extra monster zone, and then when he's attacked, you can circle the Fire King, which then will destroy him, bring back Flare Neos in, like, let's say the end zone, allow him to attack again, you've got that zone free, and you've still got a monster on the field. Now, you could use this to get this card back on the field instead, because he's powerful and all, but he's shuffled back into the extra deck, so if you don't have something like Instant Fusion or Neo-space, yeah. But these two currently aren't in my deck because I did cut them because of other stuff. Anyway, so, yeah, there are these three. Sorry. And then afterwards we move on to the final fusion, which is Mud Dragon of the Swamps, because as you should know, with Super Poly, this is the best card to go into, and I've already mentioned him earlier. So I Super Poly'd, like yesterday, Prisma with Blue Eyes to get to him. It's pretty simple. Then next we have the Lynx, starting with 1 Dread Decimator, because he's good, but I barely ever summon him. Most of the Lynx I barely ever summon, so then we have Wonder Driver, who, basically, so this one's a big beater, like, he's basically just a Goka as a Link, and if you don't know what Goka does, he, gets 100 attack for every different hero in the grave. Wonder Driver, when a monster is summoned to like that spot, allows you to search for something like Mask Change or Polymerization. He doesn't allow you to search for Miracle Contact, which is a bit annoying, but that would just be way too broken if it did. I'm running the 1 Isolde, which I summon literally all the time, and then finally, Folgo, Justice for Hire. Now, if you want to know why I'm running Folgo, it's because whenever a card's destroyed whilst he's on the field, it's just straight away a draw a card. And second of all, he's a pretty easy to make Link 3, considering you can summon whatever you want from your deck using Contact Gate, and then get it to something like 2 different things, like a Grand Mole, a Dark Panther, and then let's say you just normal summon a Flare Scarab. Now, with that, or you could normal summon anything else that you want. Like, let's say you managed to get Neos on the field. So then you could just ditch the 3, get the Folgo, and then still be able to Miracle Contact into your Nebula Neos. So it's essentially just a free monster. So I don't know why you wouldn't run him. Also, this deck needs as many draws as possible because it just loves draws. This card took me ages to get, guys, otherwise this probably would have been done quicker. Like, this video would have been out. If I would have started my channel quicker, possibly I put this on my other channel, The Theorizing Geek, which you should totally check out, guys. Now, finally, the side of which is here. Now, I am running a second Nebula Neos in my side, only fusion card in there. I'm running 1 Witch Raider on my side. Not really too many reasons why, it's just a decent card. 2 Rescue Ferrets, which are pretty decent, but it's better in the quite old Sky Striker version of this deck, which isn't as good as the new version will be when Neo-Space Connector comes out. So, when Neo-Space Connector comes out, these will be gone, Neo-space connector will be in, and it'll be in the main deck somewhere, and there'll be new stuff inside. So I will do an updated version then, guys, and there will be no more Rescue Ferret in the deck. Anyway, so 2 Rescue Ferret, a single Cross Porter, because he's another warrior that you can search and get into a Sol Day with, and he's pretty good for the deck. Now, next, I am running only 1 contact out, because it's good, but I ran out of room in my side, which is why I only have, like, 2 traps rather than more. Then we have the Final Fusion and the Floodgate. Now, that's just a Floodgate, and that's there for if you're playing against something like Cyber Dragons, or any deck that likes 2 fusions. Sorry about that, guys. Or any deck that likes to fusion summon at all. Now, we have a second Neo-space here. A Flare Scarab, because I just have multiple, and I didn't have much else to put in here. Because I did want to put another contact out when I was thinking about this, which I forgot to cut it with these for. Third contact gate. A Space Gift, because Space Gift is just like +3 or something. It could be like a +5 if you have your field full of Neo-spacians. 1 E-emergency call, because I was maining this, but then I was thinking about Stratos, and I don't really need these E-emergency calls, because I never use them. A single Battle Fader, because he's good, but again, I was running out of room. And then finally, Dino Wrestler Pankatops, who is probably the best card in the side. Just because he's just a free negate and a free special summon. It's like a better version of Cyber Dragon. And not just that, but I was actually thinking about playing Cyber Dragon with like one of the Chimera techs in the side, so that if I needed to get rid of anything my opponent controlled, I could do. And then even if they managed to take it back, I would then have the Final Fusion. Final Fusion could be mained if this was more of a Fusion series. Like if this was the Fusion era again. Anyway. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Be prepared for the next update of this deck. Anyway, this was the Gold Sarcophagus. Goodbye.